If you're like me, then you love dramatic history. And if you watched Reign, you know you loved Queen Mary of Scots. So today I want to talk about some very famous princesses and queens who ended up losing their heads. Literally. Their lives were dramatic, messy, political, and honestly they deserved better. Let's get into it. Let's start with Anne Boleyn, the woman who literally made the king break up with the entire Catholic Church. Anne caught Henry VIII's attention because she refused to be a side piece. She said wife or nothing, and this made Henry want her even more, so he started a religious revolution. She failed to give him a son, she became a witch, a traitor, a seductress and a cheater. And somehow she was guilty of sleeping with her own brother. She was arrested on completely made up charges and executed in 1536. But her daughter Elizabeth I went to become one of England's greatest monarchs. So in the end, Anne kind of won. Now let's talk about my favourite, Queen Mary of Scots. If you watched Reign, then you already know the vibes. Dramatic court politics, messy romance, betrayals, but incredible outfits. But her real life story was even more chaotic. Mary became queen at just 6 days old. She was tall, charming, and people were obsessed with her. She spoke French better than English, and she sometimes responded to people in the wrong language. But her love life was a disaster. Her first husband became king, then died. Her second husband was murdered under mysterious circumstances, and her third husband basically kidnapped her. She fled to England expecting help from her cousin Elizabeth I. However, she then locked her up for 19 years. Mary was eventually executed for plotting on Elizabeth I, allegedly. Her execution was so messy that the axe missed the first time. Her son ended up becoming king of both Scotland and England. Next is Lady Jane Grey, the girl who was dragged into royal politics against her will. She was only 16 when powerful men forced her onto the throne to stop Mary Tudor from becoming queen. Jane didn't want it, but they shoved her into the crown anyways. Mary Tudor raised an army, took her rightful crown back, and executed Mary Jane, even though she was still a teenager. These women lived completely different lives, but they all had one thing in common. They were trapped in political games they couldn't control. Royal life seems glamorous now, but back then it was deadly. Like for part 2.